jerkbait. But number 4 is just like number 3, except it's soft. And number 4 in my top 6 fall baits is a soft jerkbait, right? Same concept as a hard jerkbait, except this one's soft. This is the Berkeley Powerbait Power Jerk Shad. If you look at it, it's that what I call traditional fluke style bait. And the great thing about that soft jerkbait is I can fish it in places that I can't fish the hard jerkbait. So I like to rig this a Texas style. I'll fish it weightless. I'll fish it with a little weight, add it to the hook, a belly weight to get it deeper. But this is really good at catching them in the fall when they're around cover. And a lot of times in the fall, when they're following the bait will get around trees, isolated brush piles. The bait will get around grass patches in the back of a creek. Places where a hard jerkbait with treble hooks is hard to fish. That's where that soft jerkbait comes into play. Once again, look at the profile, look at the color. That action, that side-to-side darting, does a great job of imitating bait. I'm going to keep saying it over and over. In the fall, bait, bait, bait is so key. Okay? So number 4, following number 3, is a soft jerkbait. Okay? Okay, getting down to the wire here. Number 5, and this one in the last 4 or 5 years has become a mainstay on my deck, on my boat when I'm fall fishing. And it is a swim bait. A swim bait, a boot tail style swim bait. I've become a big fan of this one. This is the Berkeley Powerbait Power Swimmer. Here's the great thing about this bait. It comes in a lot of sizes, from this little itsy bitsy 2.8 all the way up to a bigger 4, 5-inch model. And it has that boot tail action. That swim bait, whether you rig it exposed on a jig head or you rig it on a weedless swim bait hook, that boot tail motion looks like a bait fish trying to escape, swimming away. When they're keyed in on forage in the fall, and they do, they get so keyed in on that size of that bait, you match it with your swim bait. If you look in the water and you see little 2.5-inch shad shiners, go to a 2.8. If you look down and you see adult shad, go to that 4.3. If you see big gizzard shad, go to a big swim bait. So it really lets you mimic the size of the forage. And again, that boot tail motion is so good. For sure though, before I get to number 6, let me tell you that these little guys, the 2.8s, the 3.3s, that smaller size on a lighter jig head on a spinning rod, so phenomenal. If you're around schooling fish in the fall, that one's hard to beat. Number 5, swim bait. Okay, last but not least, and I kind of did save this one for number 6, a little bit on purpose, is probably the best lure ever for fishing in the fall, and it's a topwater. I want to talk about it in generic terms first, and then I'm going to talk about this one, but a topwater bait is so good in the fall. You know, to me, a topwater, anytime that water is in the low to mid 50s or higher, it's a player. It's great around the spawn. It's great in the heat of the summer. But there's something about a topwater in the fall that drive bass crazy. You know, remember, these fish are feeding up, they're fattening up, they're keen in on bait fish. And when they look up and they see that struggling bait fish, they got to go up and kill it, right? That's why a topwater is so good. So I want to say all topwaters in the fall: buzz bait, walking bait, prop bait, frog, but in particular, a popper in the fall is so hard to beat. When I look back on my tournament history and my fall tournaments, some of my highest finishes in the fall, a topwater has played a part. And that popper, the great thing about it is it gives me the versatility to fish it fast or slow. This is a popper by Rapala called a skitter pop. They make it in 3 different sizes, from a little one to a big one. And I can really dial in the size. Again, look at that baitfish color, right? That color is called shad. Looks like a baitfish. But I can fish it extremely fast, pop, 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 spitting it, almost a little walk as it spits. Or in the fall, when they're near isolated cover, I could stop it, pop it, let it sit. And the tail's down, that feather expands. Those fish look up, they think it's an injured baitfish. They got to eat it. So that popper in particular is really key. But number 6, I'm going to go generic and say a topwater. Man, listen, don't put away your fishing rods because it's getting colder. The water temperature's going down. The air temperature's going down. I know hunting season's coming, but keep fishing through the fall. Use one of these 6 baits. I guarantee it's going to be some of the best fishing you've ever experienced in your life. Listen, I hope you enjoyed today's In the Shop. If you did, do me a favor. Take 1 second, stop for a second, hit that subscribe button, and we're going to get you brand new content every week. More In the Shops, Going Ikes, all kinds of great stuff. If you're already subscribed, do me a favor. Tell your fishing buddy to subscribe. They're going to get some great information as well. Hope you enjoyed this segment. Top 6 fall lures. Hope you have a good day.